Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be telling you guys the 3 hardest things about nursing school. Now I know for everybody it's different, but I think anybody that is in nursing school can definitely relate to these 3 things. There's more than 3, but I think these 3 are the ones that stand out the most. So we're just gonna get right into the video. So the number one thing that I experienced when I first started school that I was like, so the questions on the exams in nursing school are so different from any other exams out there, because they're not just black and white. It's not like, you know, you can go through the question and the answers and eliminate like this one's definitely not, this one's definitely not. I feel like with the answers for the exams, for the most part, a lot of the times 3 out of the 4 are correct answers. The only difference is that you have to make sure that you choose the priority answer for that specific question. So it's not always going to be the same for every situation. Like every situation has a different answer. Obviously, I'm gonna give you guys an example. Like it's almost like if it was asking like, what color is the rainbow? And it gives you 3 very good answers like red, yellow, and orange, and then brown. So you're like, okay, definitely not brown, but red, orange, and yellow, those are all true. But now you have to sit there and think, what is this question really asking? What's the action that if I don't do right away is going to kill my patient? So you have to think of what priority of what intervention is going to be best for your patient. So it gets tricky. Trust me, the first exams that I took in nursing school, I didn't do so well because I just didn't know how to read the questions. I would get so frustrated and so mad all the time. Like I would leave the exam thinking like, that is bullshit. Like how are they gonna put 3 right answers? Like, and there's times that all the answers are correct and you're just sitting there like, but honestly, now that I've been in nursing school for a year, I feel very confident now. Like I learned how to dissect every question. I go through each answer and I literally just think, okay, if I did this for my patient, will that save their life? No. Okay. And then I go on to the next answer and I use the same technique. It's definitely taken a lot of practice, but I feel that you just have to, you know, keep practicing. There's a lot of practice questions that you can do, and one day you're just gonna get really good at answering questions like that. I feel like I'm pretty good at answering questions like that. I can tell right away when they're trying to trick me, and I'm like, you're trying to trick me. It gets better with time, I promise you. All right, so the second thing that I thought it was hard, and even before I started nursing school I knew that was going to be probably the hardest thing, is the workload. And with workload, I will combine that with time management. I think those 2 were one of the hardest things to get adjusted in nursing school. Your teachers do not care if you have a full-time job. They do not care if you have kids. They do not care if you're sick that week. They don't care if you are going through whatever is going on in your life. They do not care. They give you timelines, and if you don't turn in something on time, they will take points. Every teacher gives you different assignments, different homework, and there's times that you have an exam for one class and the other teacher gives you an exam 2 days later or maybe the same day, and you don't have another choice but to put in hours and hours of studying and making sure that you are putting in work for both classes, you know. And I think that was one of the hardest things for me. I will feel like, okay, I'm spending too much time studying for this class and I feel like I'm neglecting my other class, and it was just this struggle, and I felt like I was just like pulling a string back and forth. I finally feel like I have a balance in how I study. It has taken me a whole year to figure it out. I've definitely gotten to a place where I feel so comfortable with the workload, and I'm so used to like putting in hours of studying literally every day. Well, most days. There's definitely weeks that you're studying Monday through Sunday and you know you're just putting in so much work. So that's definitely one of the hardest things, to get used to all the workload and just, you know, time management. And the one thing that I can recommend is for you guys to be organized. If you're not organized in anywhere else in your life, this is the only thing that you just have to be organized. Either get a planner or use, I don't know, some kind of system that works for you, that reminds you of things that are due, that reminds you of things that you have to turn in, or just little things like that. Because if you don't have a system that keeps track of all your stuff, you will be all over the place and it's just gonna be a lot. Another thing that has helped me too is if there's a day that I feel like I have a lot going on, like I have an exam and I have a presentation and I have a paper, if I have a day like that, then what I would do, I will plan my day. Let's say I'm gonna spend 2 hours studying for this exam, and then I'm gonna take an hour break, and then I'm gonna go back and do 1 hour and work on my paper, and then take another break, and then come back and work on my presentation. If you have your day planned like that, you are less likely to be on your phone and waste that time, because you know that's the time you have. You know that once that hour's up, or those 2 hours are up, you're like free to do whatever you want. So I think that's really good. If that helps you, definitely try it. And honestly, I feel like sometimes I have to treat myself like a kid, and I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna study for 2 hours, and then after 2 hours you can go eat. But yeah, you just have to find a happy medium and, you know, use your time wisely, so you're not finding yourself working all day on one thing. You work on time frames and make sure you spread your work evenly so you're not burning yourself out. All right, and the third thing that I'm sure any nursing student can agree with is the lack of motivation. Many times we feel like we are not motivated because we do go through burnouts. There's times that you just, you know, you've been doing the same thing over and over and over again, and there's times that I'm just like, I don't feel like studying today, I don't feel like doing homework. You just go through those times where you just don't want to even look at your books. Nursing school is something that it's like nothing else, that you can take a long break and kind of be like, all right, I'm gonna take a week off and, you know, just relax my mind. Can't do that in nursing school. Obviously there's times that if you don't have an exam coming up or anything, which is kind of weird because you're always, especially if you're in a program like mine that is like an accelerated program, you have an exam every other week almost. But there's times that you're, you know, you have a few days that you're like, okay, today I'm just gonna take today and tomorrow and not think about nursing school, not open my books, not open my computer, and just, you know, focus on yourself and focus on your mental health. You don't wanna just keep going if you don't feel good, if you don't feel well. Just how it is so important to study, there's times that it's more important to be okay with yourself, especially your mental health. You know, there's times that, you know, I just have to take that time for myself and either go out with my friends or stay home and really do nothing that day and watch movies and order food, have a drink with my husband. There's just times that you just have to do that, and it's okay to do that. But honestly guys, the staying motivated is a struggle. You just have to think about the end goal and think about your graduation day. That always keeps me motivated. When I think about my graduation day, I'm like, fine, I guess I'll study for an hour. But yeah, those are probably the 3 hardest things a nurse student goes through. If you're in nursing school and you can add anything else to this list, I'm sure there's a lot of things, but I think these 3 are probably the hardest part, at least for myself. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah!